All right, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, well, thank you to the Brand Innovators team in Danone. We're super excited to be here. My name is Justin Sparts with InMobi. John, do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, hi, hello, everyone. Good morning. I am John Starkey. I am the general manager of our plant-based business unit, and so excited to have so many people here for such an amazing topic. I know we call it the Inclusive Marketing Summit, but I would love to see a day when it's rephrased to the Marketing Excellence Summit, because if we're doing and driving marketing excellence, we are inclusive in all of our marketing efforts.
Olivia?
Well said. All right. Olivia Sanchez. I am the VP of Marketing for Plant-Based Beverages. Really excited to be with all of you and share a little bit of what Silk has been doing. It's just the beginning, but we'll get to that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a great day, and we have a fun topic. You guys did a study last year, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's on the cards on the table, and we'll kind of go through some of that. But before that, John, you're relatively new. You're a little over a year into the company.
Yes.
You spent 10 years outside of the plant-based business at Mars and Wrigley. What brought you to Danone and specifically getting into the plant-based business again?
That's a great question. I get asked that question a lot because I've spent the last 11 years selling candy. I was at Mars and Wrigley running the gum businesses, global chocolate businesses, the Skittles, Starburst, and Lifesavers. But early in my career, the brands that I had the most passion for were brands working in the yogurt category, working in plant-based beverages in the past. And I love what I do. I love marketing. But there's nothing that makes you feel better than being able to market products that the more that people consume them, the better it is for their lives overall. So that's really what inspired me to come into Danone and to lead this business. To have the opportunity to lead the largest plant-based business in the United States, that's a blessing to me and a great opportunity to not only do what I love, but to do it with products that really benefit the lives of consumers.
And it makes it much easier when you have passion behind the product, right? And
Absolutely.
so we were talking a little bit before today in our prep. What's been the surprise since you've joined, the pleasant surprise since you've joined?
Well, you know, for all the marketers out there, from the day you start, you know, the real question your family always asks is, well, what do you do? And what do you work on? And when I came onto this business, I was expecting friends and family to not know any of the products in my portfolio. But the most pleasant surprise is when I say, well, part of my portfolio is Silk almond milk. So many people were like, I buy it all the time. You know, many of my family members, African-American friends, because of the predominance of lactose intolerance, many people have already been adopting the products in our portfolio. So that was the pleasant surprise to me that, you know, I don't have to do as much of a sell job on my family and friends as I originally thought I would.
It's always reaffirming, right, when your family and friends know the product, even if they may not know what you do from a day-to-day perspective. I have to explain that to my family. I work in mobile advertising and, you know, going into details, but we'll leave it out. So Olivia, you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, right? You've been at Danone for over 12 plus years. What keeps you excited and engaged and energized within the company?
Thank you. I turned 12 in December, actually, and I have had what first made me join Danone was its dual mission, which actually turns 50 years old this year, which is our first CEO who said we need to do good in the businesses and communities that we operate. And so that brought me to Danone. And what keeps me here is Danone has given me the privilege to work in 3 different countries and 4 different categories. So they've kept me not only busy for sure, but also challenged and as I look at this audience right here and I look at the team that I work in and day out, that's what keeps me here for sure. I work with very hardworking, very talented individuals who all want to just do great work. And that goes for the team. I have some creamers team here. I have some plant-based team members here. And of course, the cross-functionals and CE, as we call it, consumer engagement. Every one of us is doing our best work every day and give just all positive intent. And I worked in other categories where it's not all about positive intent. So that's what keeps me here. Absolutely. Just people and the absolute core mission of this company.
Yeah, and it's easy for any of us in any business, right, to talk about culture, but the proof is someone like yourself staying around and moving because the culture is so strong and the intent to do right by your communities that you operate within. So we'll lighten it up a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the case studies and the work that you guys are doing in the multicultural communities. John, what's the favorite plant-based product in the Starkey household?
Well, there's multiples, right? Because we have to go through the family. So starting with the queen of the household, my wife, the So Delicious plant-based ice cream, dipped salted caramel bars
So good,
are
so good.
the number one for her. For me, it's the So Delicious ice cream sandwich bars. And then for my youngest son, who likes to work out and make smoothies, it's the Silk almond milk.
And Olivia?
I am love the So Delicious vanilla ice cream sandwiches. That is so good because if you're used to the dairy ones, if you're used to the ones that you grew up with, that tastes exactly like it. So no compromise on plant-based products. And I have to say, the newest thing, and this is not just a plug, but Next Milk for me, which is made with plants, tastes like milk, is absolutely great. I'm a dairy lover. So for me to try plant-based products that just is no compromise on taste and texture, Next Milk does that for me, and I love that product.
If we're making you hungry, we will have some of these at the break. I know it's only 9:30 and you're thinking about ice cream sandwiches, but we will. I would probably have to say the Silk soy milk is my favorite. I do the same as your son. Making smoothies, it's a nice replacement. All right, so let's get into some of the research and the initiatives that you guys have taken on this year. So, John, how does plant-based food play a defining role in the multicultural consumer lives, and what is that? How does that inform what you guys do as a business?
I think that's a fantastic question. I mean, as everyone has in front of them, there's a postcard that kind of highlights some of the data that has come back from a large multicultural survey that we've done across consumer groups to really highlight the opportunities we have as marketers to really do a better job of reaching multicultural consumers. It reaffirmed a lot of what I was noticing just anecdotally when I interacted with folks. Multicultural consumers have a high affinity for plant-based living and plant-based lifestyles. They're already doing many things to try to incorporate more plant-based foods, plant-based recipes into their repertoire. Asian American consumers, African American consumers, Hispanic, Latino consumers. There's a tremendous opportunity out there. And, it's personal for me because I know many of my family members, many friends who are trying to make those switches and make those changes. And it just highlights that we have a lot of opportunity and a lot of work to do. And so it reaffirms why I came to Danone and what I have seen to be the opportunity, but also highlights that we've got a tremendous amount of work to do.
You guys did a research study last year, which for those who have the cards on the table, that's where some of the data points come from. One of the things that surprised me when I read the study as we were doing prep for today was the stigma behind going and bringing plant-based products into the home for multicultural communities. So, as we come out of that study, and as you guys as a companies look to, activate against the learnings that you have, what are the gaps within the communities, and how are you guys looking to address that as a company? Whether that's, we'll go through some of the marketing examples later, but how are you guys looking to address the gaps that you have seen based off of the research you've done?
Yeah, it was really evident that I think consumers have old associations around plant-based products and plant-based food in general. I think the first thing that everybody, regardless of what your cultural background, thinks is that it's not going to taste as good as mainstream food. And the tremendous work that Danone has done over the years has really closed the gap in being able to bring plant-based alternatives that really mimic the taste, texture, experience of their product analogs. So a big piece is education. A big piece is partnership, and really partnering with those members of different communities who are already on the forefront of really trying to incorporate plant-based eating into their different cultures, and building those connection points. One of the things that is very clear, you look at millennials and Gen Z, multicultural consumers, and they're already doing this. If we're not doing it for them, they're doing it for themselves. So why not make it easier, make it more accessible for them from a partnership standpoint, but also given our scale and given our ability to reach and influence so many different consumers, affordability and accessibility are also critically important if we're really going to try to make a difference and really reach consumers in a powerful way.
And are there any examples of those initiatives that you guys are leading? And so I know the Green Machine effort is one, and we've had the Silk campaign, which will show some of those examples. But how are you guys activating on that, right? So maybe Olivia, I'll go to you.
I think it's been a journey for sure. I don't think we're there yet, as I've said before, and I think it's been for us starting with showing diversity for sure has been just a no-brainer. And then we've worked really to embed multicultural marketing into our brands, into our brand plans. We founded with Linda a year ago, a multicultural marketing council. I was co-chair of that. And just trying to bring awareness to the brands of what are the efforts and type of activities that you can do to engage the communities. For Silk specifically, this year we worked on Swap It with Silk. It was that intent of making it easy to incorporate plant-based options and swap dairy and include Silk products into their everyday life. And so that effort included even supporting Black-owned businesses during the month of August, showing people that recipes, everyday things that we know and love, can incorporate Silk oat in that. And it was a specific example we were trying to do because we have a multitude of bases here. We have almond and oat and all of these things, and we want to be sure that they know that all of these things work for their everyday life. I don't want to skip to the end where we show a couple of examples, but that's really part of the effort. As a company, we've made a commitment to invest 2% of our media upfront purchasing in Black-owned media companies. And for Silk specifically, we will double that for next year. So it's a journey. We're not perfect, but certainly making more efforts as we go to be intentional in the way that we talk to multicultural consumers, because we know African Americans and Hispanics, you said it, but we over-index in lactose intolerance. It's just the truth. And plant-based is an excellent solution for these communities.
Yeah, and John, it goes to a comment you said around education. So it sounds like, Olivia, it's education not only with the market and consumers, but internally, right? Working with the brands, working with the folks within the walls of Danone, so that way you can best serve the communities. And then it also sounds like it's structural, having a multicultural council, having an investment guideline, which really makes sure that you can kind of scale your efforts. So Olivia, as we start to go to more of what's out in the public domain in terms of some of the marketing and the messaging that you hinted at, do you want to kind of set up the first video that we'll go to?
Sure. The first video is our Anthem video, as I like to call it. It is our campaign launched last year. I see Derek over there. He was actually the author behind that. We play a lot of musical chairs here with the brands. And that was our Anthem video for last year, where we incorporated for the master brand, as we like to call it, Silk master brand. It includes our yogurt and our creamers business in there. And I'll let you all see it, and then we'll work through what the response was for consumers. So let's play that.
And
first
if
video.
it doesn't make you move, you're not a human being.
I would agree with that.
Rise it, shine it, sun it, shine it, farm it, grow it, almond, grow it, hold it, clamp it, shake it, almond, quick it, and reshake it, shake it, drop it, scoop it, pile it, almond, box it, farm it, take it, weigh it, sort it, send it, chop it, dice it, nice and smooth it, blend it, and reblend it, milk it, almond, milk it. That's what it is, silk almond milk. That's what it is, milk of the land.
Doesn't make you dance. It should at least make you sing, because it certainly makes me sing all the time. Even when I present it, I'm like, milk of the land. So I love this
I
song.
always have to hold myself back because I feel myself getting ready
That's
to.
it.
Yeah, you get hyped for milk, right?
Right. So just like John, our consumers feel the beat and just love the beat. And so we found this video, which we absolutely love. So if we can roll that second video on the left. Thank you.
Hey friend, have y'all heard this new silk? I ain't talking about meeting in the bedroom silk. I'm talking about the new almond milk, the silk almond milk commercial. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Come on, come on. Right here.
Rise it, shine it, sun it, shine it, farm it, grow it, almond, grow it, hold it, clamp it, shake it, almond, quick it, and reshake it, shake it, drop it, scoop it, pile it, box it, farm it, take it, weigh it, sort it, send it, chop it, dice it, nice and smooth it, blend it, and reblend it, milk it, almond, milk it. That's what it is, silk almond.
Milk of the land. Yeah, it's the land for me. I wish that was a little longer. It's the milk it, almond milk it, and they got milk of the land. It's just giving very much. I'm here for this.
You can't ask for a better reaction than that,
No.
right?
I love her. I think we've seen this video as a team like 500
Oh,
times.
I'm sure. I'm
And
sure.
it always makes me smile. It always makes me happy. That's exactly the kind of reaction you want to create with something like this. And it's just super fun. And we just love it. It's just really, really fun.
Did she have more fun than you guys did making it?
Probably. I wasn't there, but I'm looking at Derek, and I remember trying to get products to the film, the production, and it was a nightmare. So for sure, during COVID, it's not easy to make a commercial. So absolutely, she had more fun. And like I said, we just love the reaction. We love that people love it as much as we do. It's just good fun. I would just say, please do not drive and film yourself on TikTok. Not a good idea.
And as a marketer, like you said, you can't ask for a better reaction as you push out a campaign. And so we have one more video. Do you want to set up what the follow-up to that was?
Absolutely. So this year, we, as I talked about, Swap It with Silk. It was an intentional program that we ran to show people how you could swap your current recipes, your current things that you love with our products. So this is Kelly Rowland, who helped us kick off the program. It was run throughout the year in different pulses. And this is Swap It with Silk. This is Kelly. kicking it off to Black-owned businesses on how we make your recipes with oat.
Hey y'all, I am so excited to show you something now. I have swapped my whole fridge out for silk. Do you want to see what I'm talking about? Swapping it out. Y'all ready? Red silk. Now she's rich and creamy. But this one though, she thick. 2 C's. What am I gonna say about this one? She cute. For you coffee drinkers out there. And this one, what am I thinking? I think you know what I'm thinking. So just see. It's nutty.
So as you guys get into the rest of the year, a lot of fun activations, right? And you can see the reaction in the second video. So I think we'll kind of close it out maybe with some Q&A if that's all right with you guys. I think we have a couple of minutes. Anyone have any questions? I think we'll have a mic walk around over here in the back. Sorry, Nicole, keeping you on your toes.
Are we on? There we are. So I was curious to know market share based with who your current demographic is and kind of how big a mountain you have to climb to address other groups. So if you have a fixed demographic of what I would call a more standardized market within these categories, and you're trying to gain inclusivity market share, how much of a difference in the market is there?
I would say we have we're plant-based leaders for sure. And I would say we are strong within the cohorts that we're talking about. We have strong market share across the board. The fact that we are on a journey from a marketing and messaging standpoint means only that from a comms perspective. From a share perspective, we're strong in our cohorts. We need to do better to activate. As an example, we just ran through the summer and we're waiting on results to do bilingual marketing. So we've done that in SoCal. You can imagine, I didn't say this, but I grew up in Mexico City. I speak Spanish. And so I was doing some copywriting as well. It's just like, yeah, this makes sense. It's the right language. But from a market share perspective, we are not behind with these cohorts today. So it's just more from a messaging, making sure that we are being inclusive in our messaging.
But the thing I would add is the big opportunity is plant-based overall within our categories. We still have a huge opportunity from a penetration standpoint, just in general. And with multicultural consumers already having an affinity for being interested in plant-based products, they can be the tip of the spear for us to really close the gap versus either conventional dairy, conventional cheese, conventional ice cream in many of our categories, creamers, et cetera. So why not really drive our efforts with consumers who are looking to really adopt those lifestyle changes that our products can really live up to?
Great
Thank
question.
you. So we have one last question. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nicole Powell. I'm in events and logistics in the White Plains office. Glad to be here. And I just want to know what efforts, if any, are being made to introduce these products to children, because you often find that the children are going to be your spokesmodels, because sometimes, the older generations are stuck in their ways. But the children are a great opportunity to introduce these products, to get their parents on board, and just to encourage and influence their peers. So basically, how are you connecting with the TikTok generation?
All right. So I hear two questions. So one is TikTok generation for sure, and the other is children. because not all children hopefully are not on TikTok just yet. So we're definitely doing more for the TikTok generation is how I would start that answer is TikTok in the beginning was a bit of a scary space because as Danone, we want to be sure that we are marketing in safe platforms. So we took a bit of our time to get to TikTok. Now that we are on TikTok, we have launched more specific initiatives and more content on TikTok. So I hope that starts to answer your question. For children, John talked a little bit about pack and availability, right? It's a lot of it is you need to have the right pack to be able to have children want it. And we have packs that are in these 8-ounce little quart, little tetras that, as we call them technically, that are available, silk chocolate, great flavors for children and parents to be able to have some packs to give it to children. I think we can do more for sure. And you're right, that's the entry point, right? You want kids to ask for you. And I think as parents start to adopt more plant-based beverages into their lifestyle, they start to find these packs, and we start to make more emphasis on these packs for them to have opportunities to provide plant-based milks to their children. You want to add anything there?
No, I think you hit it on the head. Olivia shared earlier just the positive intent, the efforts that not only her existing team but the team before her have been making to really try to embrace the challenge and the opportunity that comes with reaching multicultural consumers. I'm really proud of the real jump that the team has made this year in trying to embrace TikTok. It's a start, but it's clearly only scratching the surface of what we can do and how powerful we can be. So more to come.
I think that'll do it.
I don't know if I'm getting a TikTok, but
All right, I'm gonna do a plug for Eric Flynn though. Everybody
Exactly.
follow Eric, please, on TikTok.
All right, guys. Well, John, Olivia, thank you so much. And Nicole, over to you.